Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel. Right, part two. We've got it all put together, so to speak. Got the motors on, got all the electrics in and everything. We're going to go down on the board, on the table I should say. I'll open her up, show you what I've done. But the reason why I just wanted to do this quick little intro thing is, during the video I'm going to be jumping over to the computer, right, and I'm going to try. Some of you might get a bit bored, and I'll be honest, right, because I'm thinking more about new pilots who've got basically no idea. So I'm not going to go through all the BETTERFLIGHT settings. That's something I'm not doing. There are hundreds of videos out there on setting up in BETTERFLIGHT. What I am going to do though is explain to you about how you have to change your motor positions in BETTERFLIGHT on the software. Because at the moment, as you look at it, normally, this would be motor 1, that would be motor 2, that would be motor 3, and that would be motor 4, normally, right? But because your flight control board is mounted upside down, everything's all over the place, whereas that ESC now, right, which would normally be connected into that ESC now would normally be connected up to the flight board as motor 1, it's actually into the flight board as motor 3, and motor 3 is motor 1, and motor 4 is motor 2, and motor 2 is motor 4, because the flight control board is upside down. So basically what I'll be doing is on the table showing you different things, what I've done. That will take seconds, alright, but then I'll be talking to you but jump cutting to the computer and showing you little bits of information, or showing you the information, what you have to do to get everything working the right way around. Okay then, enough gabbing, let's get to the table and show you what's what. And I'll also tell you about, at the end of the last video, I'll tell you now, at the end of the last video I mentioned I'm going to have to get a file and make these gaps bigger because the screws won't fit, and this base here would not actually fit properly inside the top part. Well, I didn't have to do that. It turns out this bottom plate here, where you would mount your FPV antenna on your receiver and stuff, which I haven't done. I've got my receiver and stuff mounted different. As you can see, I've got luminaire coming straight out the back from the FPV. But this bottom plate here was too wide, so it was stretching these little arms out. So what I did was just basically filed a little bit off each side just so it fits. Took seconds. Once I'd realised what it was, it took seconds. So that's what that problem was. But let's just jump to the table, open her up, and like I say, in stages we'll jump to the computer and then jump back, and we'll take you through it slowly so that new pilots can pause and get a good idea of what's going on and how to do it. Okay then, right, let's jump down to the table. Jump! Okay then pilots, right, while we're just at the table you'll see better here. This is what I meant with this plate here. It was just a little bit too wide and it was stretching the arms out so they wouldn't fit into the grooves. We'll do a quick rundown. Right, so you know what's on it, even though I'll leave links in the description. I've got the Racer Star 2205, 23 or 2600 kV. Can't bloody see from here, but links in the description. Motors. I'm running, which may surprise some people, the Foxia HS 1177 version 2 camera. Now, I love this camera. It's cheap because it's an old camera, and there's loads of more modern ones out nowadays, so you can pick these up for about 10-15 quid. They're cheap, right, but they're bloody good cameras, the version 2. Well, the original HS 1177s were quite good, but these version 2s I love, and because you can get them cheap. The ESCs, which you will not see because they're taped up, they're the SPEDEX 25 amp ESCs running D-Shot 600. I've already mentioned the FPV antenna, which if I'm getting in focus, it's the the Lumineer. Oh my god, we're off. Sun's out, you see. I want to get out flying. The Lumineer AX2. Right, now we'll just open this up to show you how it goes. You have these two screws at the back which you loosen. Well, you take these two screws out, right? You loosen either them screws or the bottom screw, whichever of these screws you want, depending on how far you want it open up. And I'll just show you the rest inside while we're here. Yeah, you take these screws out. This is for if you need to change stuff or whatever. It's as simple as this, basically. Alright, you take them out, and you may see in there where them little latches are meant to fit, them little brackets I should say. That's where they're meant to fit in there. That's because that back plate was too wide when it wouldn't fit. But anyway, yeah, and you basically pull the bottom, there you go, and you can see, whoops, let's see, open it up. Now this isn't ideal the way I've got this set up here, my receiver. The spare wire I've just got tucked under, and when I shut the top, the actual bottom plate holds the cables in place, which isn't 100% ideal, but it works, right? And I'm not planning on flying long range, so it don't matter. I've got the actual receiver running down the arms in some that plastic tubing stuff. Leave plenty of cable on your camera for obvious reasons. When you open that up, the last thing you want to do is rip out your cable. I've got the flight control board mounted underneath. It's the well, it's not all in one, right, but it has built-in VTX. It's the Hskrc, and I think I've just pronounced that wrong. Links in the description. Trying to remember all these. I've got the buzzer just put at the back. Right, now let's turn this round so it's facing you. Now I'm going to have to work in reverse here. Alright, so I'm going to, just 1 minute while I figure this out in my own head. Right. Now the flight control board is upside down, however it's still facing forward. Technically, when you mount the flight control board, you would mount it as you would mount it any other flight control board. As in, it's still facing up towards you to do all your soldering and stuff like that. And that's just hot glue, by the way, which I put over to help hold the wires, but more importantly, keep them waterproof. But yeah, the flight control board, you mount it in exactly the same way as you'd mount any flight control board, but obviously once you turn it over, the board's going to be upside down. So that's why, as this is mounted, this would be normally motor arm 1, motor 1, right? And as I've connected it up to the ESC, as I've connected the ESC to the flight control board, it's actually connected to number 3, because as I turn it over, it's become number 3 now, because that would be 1, 2, 3 and 4. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, as I turn it over and connected it up, that will become number 3. So that's where you have to do the alterations in the software. Right, I think that's just about it on this bit. Right, so we'll fasten her up again. Oh, do you remember I had to put the little nuts in this side, in the side here? There's, if I hold it, whoops, hold it up there, you'll see the little nuts inside there. Right, well they kept falling out of them little grooves. Right, so I've literally put them in, right, and get back in shot and just put a little bit of heat shrink round. Thank you, Tommy. Anyone who's seen his video is very similar to this one actually, but he's using a remix for him. But yeah, thanks Tommy, good idea. I was going to use glue. Right, let's just fasten this back up now, and then we'll be able to jump over to BETTERFLIGHT and show you the software. Just make sure when you're folding it up, you don't want to catch any cables, you don't have to rush at it, everything will go in nice and smooth. Just take your time, make sure everything clicks in like that, and just double check everything before I put the screws in. Yeah, I'm happy with that, and pop the screws back in. They just sit on the top and screw in. In fact, I'll tell you what, you don't need to see me put a couple of screws in. Right, I'll cut here, we'll jump straight over to BETTERFLIGHT, and I'll start to show you what you need to do to adjust that board. Okay then pilots, let's jump over to BETTERFLIGHT. Okay then pilots, now before we go on to BETTERFLIGHT, I just wanted to show you this. So we're going to do it slowly in stages, just in case you've no idea. Right, and I'm not being funny, a lot of people won't have an idea. But once we get into BETTERFLIGHT, we're going into the resources, right, and you will see, ignore these 4 bottom values at the moment, right, ignore them at the moment. Just concentrate on these where it says default, right, because when we go into BETTERFLIGHT, you will come to this page, what we're looking at here. Well, this is something I've copied and pasted, but we'll get to this part and we need the resources, and we'll find the motor tabs. Now these codes here, as in B00, B01 and so on, these represent where the motors are set on the board. Well, because our board is upside down, I've already said motor 1 will become motor 3. So now if you look below here, motor 1, which is the default at the moment, B00, will be moved to motor 3, B00. So this top half here is what you will see first of all when we go into BETTERFLIGHT on the resources page. And we need to get rid of all them, right, which I'll show you what to do, and replace them with these settings so that the board knows which way the motors are mounted. Okay then, right, hope you understood that, and I would advise you, right, before anything else, pause the video, these 4 bottom values, write them out exactly how you see them, how they appear. Right, put them in a little Word pad, notepad, whatever you want, so you can copy that and paste it straight into BETTERFLIGHT, because these 4 new values is what you will need. Okay then, right, let's jump over to BETTERFLIGHT now and show you a couple of changes I've made, and also how to do this, what I've just done. Guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, right, we're on BETTERFLIGHT now. Now as you notice on here, my quad on the image is the correct way around. Well, it wasn't when I first plugged it in, but I've already done that alteration, which I'll show you now. You go into configurations, oh god, scroll down to here where it's rule degrees and simply enter 180, because you're turning your board over 180 degrees, and then click save. Right, that's the simple bit. Now we go into the control line to change the motor settings we mentioned. Now I'm a very bad typist, so this will be slow, so make yourself a cup of tea, right, pause the video, make a coffee and drink your coffee while you watch this next bit, because I'm a slow typist. What you need to start off with is enter resource, right. Like I said, I'm a very bad typist. Right, there's your resource, and it's all your different stuff. You take your time to look at that if you want to, your TX and stuff, but we're only interested in doing the motors here. Right, now here's your 4 motor values which you saw earlier. This would have been the default, the top ones you saw. Ignore the beeper obviously, we're just dealing with the motors here. These first 4 motor values. Now we need to get rid of them because we're going to paste in them new values where these will be on the top, and you know what I mean. So we're going to swap them round. And how you do that, you go back to your command line. What's wrong with my bloody computer? Go back to your command line and type in resource. Oh bloody hell, what's going on? Oh, there you go, it's a bit slow. It's running, could be because the screen receiver is running at the same time. Resource motor 1 none, and click enter. And then resource motor 2 none. This is basically getting rid of them. Click enter. Oh, unknown command. Why? Because I've spelt resource wrong. Yeah, bloody hell. I said I'm a terrible typist. Source motor 2 none. That's better. Right, that's 1 and 2 gone. I'll do it again for 3 and 4. Motor 3 none. Before anybody picks on me, I have dyslexia. Right, when I left school I couldn't even spell my own name, so I'm doing good. Don't pick on me, I'm just slow. Resource motor 4 none, and enter again. Right, I'll just double check that I haven't made any mistakes. Motor 1 freed up. Motor 2 was the unknown command. I did it wrong, so we redid it. Motor 3, motor 4, yeah, right, they're all fine. And now you have to paste in them new settings that you had earlier, which I showed you if you remember. Right, so I'd already copied and pasted them, so I pasted them in. Then type save. If you don't type save, it will not work. And save. Did I do something wrong there? Where's the motors? No, the motors haven't changed. I've done something wrong. Why didn't that work? Bloody hell. Maybe the paste didn't go through. Try the paste again. Paste. Save again. Right then, pilots, I know that went a bit wonky at the end and cut really quick because I'm only using like a bog standard screen recorder, and you only get, I think it's 5 minutes or something, and with my typing skills it run out. But I've just watched it back myself, and you get 99.9% of what you have to do. Alright, I'm not going to go through it all again, but at the end, right, once I'd pasted the new stuff in, the new codes in, remember it's resources motor 1 none, resources motor 2 none for all 4, right, then paste in them new settings from the beginning and type the word save and click enter. That's what I'd got wrong. I didn't enter it, that's why the paste didn't work. So I'd made that mistake. I'd clicked save, but it was trying to save to my computer then. I didn't click enter. So after you've typed the word save, you must enter it on your keypad, bloody hell, on your keyboard, right, for it to save onto BETTERFLIGHT, which I did, but the the screen recorder just run out at that point. And you saw how slow I am at typing, so I thought there's no point redoing it all, because you get the entire gist of what you have to do. You get rid of the first lot and put the new lot in. Right? I will leave, like I think I've already said this, but I'll leave a comment in the description, right? Basically explaining what to do and the new code, so you can copy them straight from the comments and paste them straight on. But it is quite simple. Take your time and don't forget to type the word save at the end and click enter, which I did as the screen recorder run out. Right, so we'll jump down onto the table now, and now I've done it, you'll see the motor spinning, and hopefully, I ain't even tried it myself yet. Alright, faith, you see, I have faith. Hopefully all the motors will be spinning how they're meant to spin. Okay then, let's move everything down to the table. Right then, pilots and ground crew. As I said at the beginning, when it was first in, the board's upside down. So as we look at it from my angle, this is motor 1, that's motor 2, 3 and 4. But because the board was upside down, that become 3, and I'm not going through all that again. So when you spun it up, right, if you tried to spin motor 1, this one would spin instead of that one. Okay, so that's what the actual software commands that we've just done in BETTERFLIGHT does. It puts everything back where it's supposed to be. This is number 1, that's number 2, that's number 3 and that's number 4. And now I just have to check that they're working. So we'll plug in the light port. I will be having that over there out the road of the props, but this is just for demonstration purposes. And just check the spinning the right way at the same time. This is just an old prop I've got a big one, an old prop. Cut the ends down so it just fits on loose, and that way when it spins it doesn't shoot off into the sky and take your eye out. Even though now I've said that, this time it probably bloody will. Right then, let's turn her on and power up. Just check the buzzer while we're here. Yep, buzzer works. And this is motor 1, and I want it to be well, first of all, let's just check all 4 motors spin. Yes, they do. Now let's see if they're spinning in the right direction. Right, motor 1 spinning out, and I want them spinning in, so I know motor 1 is incorrect. Motor 2 is okay, so I reckon this one will be okay as well, because usually your diagonals work, but we know motor 1 is out, so motor 3, yeah, motor 3 is okay, so I reckon motor 4 will be wrong. No, motor 4's fine, so it's just motor 1. Yeah, motor 1 is spinning in the wrong direction. Just double check these while we're here. Yeah, so it's just motor 1 I have to change, that one. Now I've gone into BETTERFLIGHT and I've moved in the motor section. As you'll know, you can move your slide bar up and check each motor, and I've checked each motor and they are working how they're meant to be. This one is now definitely motor 1. Motor 2, motor 3, motor 4. So the new settings, the new software settings we put in actually worked, which knew they would. But yeah, like I say, that video ended quite abruptly, but I will put all the relevant information in a comment. So I'll leave that plugged in, so you're able to get at it easy. And just follow the instructions. If you've got any questions, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. I know it might seem a bit complicated for new pilots, and it might seem a bit rushed in areas, right, but to tell you the truth, I was trying to take it slow, but at the same time you sort of stress yourself out when you're trying to type, right? Like I say, I have dyslexia. Anyone with dyslexia will know exactly what I'm talking about. You stress yourself out as you're trying to type, so things might have got a bit confusing. But just remember, once you've pasted them new settings in, all the way back to the beginning of the video again, right, where I showed you the old at the top, the default, and the new at the bottom. Copy them, right, paste them in, type the word save, right, then click enter, and then it'll work, which trust me it did. It just as the video ended, I'd made the mistake of not clicking enter. Right, that's why I thought I hadn't pasted it, but it's not that, it was because I made a blob. But anyway, like I say, information in the description. Well, there you go then. I'll tell you what, let's whack some props on it and see if she flies. Okay then, cheers. Right then, pilots, just thought I'd give you a quick look at the props. The Hskrc Star 5048 props. They are quite nice actually. I put purple ones on because of well, purple motors actually. Should have got a purple camera, but yeah, there you go. I'm just going to give it a quick, do not try this at home, should never ever do a maiden right in-house, if you know what I mean. But I'm just going to give it a quick little lift and quick little test. Well, there you go then, pilots. Right, let's get it to the field now and give her a proper rip. Just give you a quick close-up of them props. I love them. These are my go-to props now. I bought a load of them. Since I did the video of them, the Hskrc Star 5048 props, since I've done that video, that review, right, I've gone out and I've purchased quite a lot more. Okay then, pilots and ground crew, I'll leave you there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, just leave a comment. If you like, subscribe, leave thumbs up, leave thumbs down. And as much information as I can, I'll leave in the description. Cheers then.